Nine Topics Podcast. All things Nintendo. My Odyssey's unhealthy. Obsession to switch to Joyce's J, Zelda's Auntie, the true queen of Hyrule. Paul Gale kicks stats, Switch sales is jam, and 60s lore. Josh Burns contracts back. My body is ready for Switch 2. I'm excited for the podcast. What about you? Sit back, relax, grab a stack. It's here. Nine Topics Podcast. Come around with cheer. Yeah. Nine Topics Podcast. All things Nintendo.
Just kidding. welcome to the Name Topic Podcast. It is Friday night. The best way to end your weekend, start your weekend on a positive high. Here with the best crew ever. Well, minus the Queen. The Queen is out tonight. Excuses to the Queen. All hail the Queen. Get rest, Queen. We'll see you next Friday, Queen. And well, we have the just us jesters today in the Topic Podcast. Let's go ahead and introduce the one, the only, the Gale, the Beard. Well, we're Beard twins now because the Gale Force Network. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's been a good day, a good week. Continuing to celebrate. Oh shoot, get out of there. I forgot that Peach was getting into trouble. That's what she does. Yeah. Good day celebrating, video game anniversaries, gaming histories. I just wrapped up my Pokemon Legends ZA countdown, which was fun.
nice.
And then I put up an additional video doing all 150, and that put my voice through the challenge of pulling that off. And we've got the Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment countdown going on. So yeah,
Yep.
pretty fun stuff. Playing Pokemon, playing Ghost of Yote, still playing Hades 2. This is a good time of the year because a lot of stuff is happening in the world of video games. Almost
Too
too
much.
much.
Too much.
But I'll never complain about the quantity because back in the day, it was a lot more scarce. So, hey, if you don't want it, just don't buy it yet. And that's always possible.
I mean, awesome. And thank you for sharing. Wait. Hold up. We're getting double the. I went on X to share the stream and it's really the stream is pretty good on X. That's what people watch on X. Right now, our largest audience comes from X. We hit 200 and 300 viewers with the help of X on the podcast. So it's actually pretty cool. Just sharing that, and that's why the voice kind of it kicked in really quick. But thank you for sharing, Paul. Over to N64 Josh, missing the beard. You need to get that beard. That way we can just do a podcast of beards. The Beard Podcast.
So I sat down to get my hair cut and my beard trim this week. I came home. My girlfriend goes, "Oh, you look so much younger." So, I think the long beard until it's time for me to play Santa Claus. I think I got to keep the beard short. It's also good motivation for the gym because I got to keep this double chin away. So
yeah.
So
You're right.
the beard hides a multitude of sins, that's for sure, or donuts, whatever. So, or a fist if you're Paul Gale. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my beard is my blanket. Like, my beard is my security blanket. Like, whenever I feel ashamed, I just hide inside of it and everything. It's gonna put it on my face and just.
Oh yeah, yeah. If I could grow my eyebrows out, I would. You know what I mean? Like just grow it all. So
Yeah, yeah. All right. All right. So, and I was going to give a shout out to Joycey J, the queen of the podcast. She is out today, for personal reasons. So we just shout out to you, Joycey. She'll be back here next week with us, guys. I want to remind you, it is October 17th. You know how many podcast episodes we have left to end season 4? Only 7. 7 episodes left to end season 4 of the Nintabi podcast. It ends on a Thursday, not a Friday, because it falls for the Game Awards. The Game Awards is always the season finale of the podcast where we dress as we have pajamas, right? Pajama party, like a Nintendo pajama party podcast. So I think Josh has to get his pajamas out with the your Mario Kart pajamas and stuff.
I'm actually wearing Mario pajama pants right now.
There we go. There we go. So just wear whatever you have right now with the podcast. with the podcast.
I'll be good. Yeah.
And so, yeah, just a reminder: our season finale for the Nintabi podcast, season 4, is going to be, mark your calendars for this because it's not on Friday. The Game Awards is on the 11th. On December 11th, and so that is when our season finale for the podcast will be. It'll be a good show. We'll have giveaways, podcast night. We'll probably play. Well, actually, we have to watch the Game Awards. I won't say we have a tournament, but we can't. We're gonna watch the Game Awards, and then just gonna have some fun. If Paul decides to go to the Game Awards tonight, then we'll probably have Paul dress up, still dressed in his pajamas, and attend. In his pajamas, or we'll have him as a on the floor, field reporter, because Paul has a good phone. He has the iPhone 16 Pro Max.
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
Right?
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, so you're good. You're good to go, man. Yeah, and if you have the time, we can use you as a floor reporter, as on the ground there, all things happening, And if you find any celebrities, just gonna stalk him a little bit, and then kind of just point the camera on them for the podcast, so that we can say we had them on the podcast.
That would be accurate. That'd be a part of the thumbnail.
Yeah, exactly. All right, my friends. So we have a good show today. We have a short show, an hour-long show today, but it's gonna be a show filled with a lot of cool stuff. We're talking about the Nintendo DS. Could that be the next system added to Nintendo Switch Online very, very soon? We're going to be discussing that between the three of us and you guys in the chat. And the second topic will be a spoiler-free. That means no spoilers. That doesn't mean we're going to spoil it for free. It means no spoilers. First impressions of Pokemon Legends Arizona here at the podcast today. First and foremost, how is the cast doing? How is the chat doing? Let me know in the chat how you guys doing tonight. Really, really interested in knowing if you guys are good. How was your weekend? How was your week? And also, thank you for being here, spending the week, the beginning of your weekend with us in the Nintendo podcast. All right, it's time to get into the show. Well, on October 16th, yours truly, your host, Mike Odyssey, was having breakfast, right, in the morning, in the early morning times. And so, how does my day look like, right? Well, I go to, I wake up, brush my teeth, do all the morning routine, right? And instead of watching the news, I watch YouTube videos. I watch sometimes Nate. I watch Paul. I watch sometimes Paul. And in the morning, right? I watch Josh. Or I head over to the USPTO.gov, which, if you didn't know, that is the homepage for the United States Trademark Office and patent, right? You guys know I've been studying patents. I've been covering patents for how long now? Like seriously, like 5 years. It's been around that time. And so in that 5 years, I've taught all my community how to actually read and interpret patents. Okay. So it actually helps because I used to work for Apple Corporate. And so we had a lot of the contracts and a whole bunch of things that we had to learn and know. And so, kind of breaking down things that explain things in a simpler way. That's what Apple's all about, kind of breaking down and explaining things in a simple way for customers. And so that's what I've been doing. Well, on this past the 16th, what was it? The 16th? Today's Friday, Wednesday, right? Wednesday,
Thursday yesterday.
Thursday, the 16th. Oh, today's the 17th. Was it yesterday? Jesus, it feels like it was like days ago. But anyway, I happened to stumble upon a beautiful patent that speaks on a possible console, on ways that a console could work on another console, which is the Nintendo Switch. I'm talking about the Nintendo DS. I'm talking about any console with dual screen functionality. Well, any game that requires two screens, right? And you could say, well, for the longest, a lot of games have required two screens because they either have a UI, a menu, right? That you flip between pages and stuff like that, between the main menu. When you pause a game, that's another screen. So we're kind of used to flipping between screens when we play Pokemon, right? And we're gonna go and we're looking at the menu, see how we upgrade or add. What do you call those TMs? Those little TMs abilities you add to Pokemon when you ever get them. It's TM, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it looks like a CD.
Yeah, it's like a CD.
Yeah, that's all I know. If you're talking about the CDs, I think it's called a TM.
What does it stand for? Twink.
Help us chat. Help us chat. Help us chat.
What does TM stand for? Twinkie mark? I don't know. Trademark. I don't know. But anyway, we're used to working with two screens, right? Some of us.
I think it stands for this move.
This move.
That's good.
We'll find. I mean,
Blue Moon says trainer moves, which that was my guess after this move. So,
right. Pokemon music in the background kind of makes sense, right? All right, so TMs means moves. Well, let me just turn that off for a second here. All right, so those TMs, right? We're used to kind of switching between menus and main games. So the patent that I discovered on that day displayed. Let's go ahead and go and look over it here. And here we have the patent. But behind the patent, just ignore Tom Nook. He's there to collect our rent. And then we have Samus back here, and then Mario's back there, and we have Peach. I'm not Peach. Zelda's just back there doing her thing. But this is the patent that I came across on my research. Right, I like looking into patents. Yes, I'm a patent addict. I look at patents every day. I do. And so this one right here caught my attention because it only had one screen. And so what this is explaining, it's actually talking about two types of technology, right? One that it is used for game share, or that transmission, right? The transmission that takes place when you do a game share, right? But in not for game share. It's talking about that same tech, but with using a second screen. Okay, and it only talks about that for a portion of it because it then presents other ways that you can have two screens on one system. So the first screen we see, this is the first page. We have the abstract. The abstract is what kind of tells you what the patent is all about. Okay, and then as we go down here, we see First thing, confirmation. What is the patent for? It's for Nintendo Switch. So we have a Nintendo Switch here. We got it here, and don't worry. Just because it doesn't have two little buttons here, it doesn't mean that it's not for Nintendo Switch 2. They just use this across the board as the dummy image, to mean it's for Switch. And of course, this is the innards. I call the innards of the Nintendo Switch. We go here. This is the technology that is used for game share, and we see it here how it works here. And then we have two pictures that are talking about a parent console and a child console. The parent console is the mother console. It's like the main console where the game is being played, where the hardware is doing its work, right? The child console is the console receiving the information. Okay, and here we have the first image. If you look at on top, it says second image, right? Second image. The second image is to be displayed on the child console on the second screen. It could be maybe what do you call it? I have a trouble with that word. Peripheral. You know, with peripheral, with the peripherals. You know, a second screen. You know, it could also be another Nintendo Switch 1, that just a screen, right? Maybe Nintendo releases a little adapter that you can just hook up the first Nintendo Switch Screen 1 to Switch 2. Who knows? But here we're looking at the second screen. So if you look at the second screen, what it's displaying is either the map or the menu, right? A map or a menu that start, select, option, whatever, right? And so we can continue here. The first screen, the first image is displaying the game. So the main image displays the game. The second image displays either the menu or the menu thing. Here we have again the same exact thing, but in this one, we have different modes of the same exact service. This one is called single screen mode. In single screen mode, you don't have two screens; you just have one, and you display the main game on the bigger screen, and then the second screen on the corner here, like a picture in picture. Okay. Now I don't know whether you can maybe move it around, because sometimes if you have something that's covering it up, right? Maybe you'll be able to do that if you can, depending on the game. And then we have another option here, which I dubbed on X, and everybody picked it up. I guess it's catchy. Switch mode, because it says Switch in the corner, right? So in Switch mode, you technically you have on the screen here, and then you switch it to the other mode. You see the Switch corner here? You switch it, and it'll just switch screens. If you take it to the menu, just switch it. It'll go to here what looks like a map, right? Like a map to me. Well, it says a map image right there. Yeah, so it's a map image. So we have here the main image here. The first one here, single screen mode. We have the second mode, which is switch mode, which is switches from the main game to the other screen, so that both screens are full size. And then, of course, it gives you more options on having the second screen use the full image here and the full image there. Moving forward, first image, we have a little guy here. For all we know, this could be Paul in a video game of an upcoming game that Paul is featured in. You know, I mean, it looks like Paul. It looks pretty in shape right there, but just missing the little beard.
He's doing a jumping jack.
And yeah, jumping jack. He's working out. And so we have the descriptions of what we're looking at. So
I can't wait for you to find a patent of the Wii Fit, the Wii balance board, but for the Switch. I can't wait. Speaking of, jumping jacks and stuff, like,
I mean, I'm sure that once Wii makes his way towards Nintendo Switch Classics, there has to be some type of who knows if they'll even make the old one compatible. Just kind of, I mean, it's already there. It's out there, and it's wireless, right? The balance board is wireless.
It is, yeah. I don't know if they're Bluetooth though. I can't remember how those things worked back in the day.
Yeah,
like, so they've been doing this exact tech since the Wii U.
Yeah. And that's the exciting part. Today and yesterday, I'm literally I want to say thank you, like really thank you to, I would say, so many outlets who picked up the news. Like I'm telling you, like a lot of news outlets picked up the news, and not only that, they did they did credit wait, this is the wrong one. Sorry, that one? Okay. Yeah, they did credit my discovery in those outlets. Some of them went even further and kind of told my track record on finding patents and products. So these are all the patents and products that Mike Odyssey found, and this is just one to add to their belt. Good discovery has to do with this, and so I'm just super grateful for the media outlets out there who covered the news. Nintendo Live, a whole bunch of even Jeff over
Keighley?
at not Jeff Keighley, Jeff over at the Game Mess.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. And so basically they're all in agreement. A lot of them looked at the patent themselves. This is definitely a way for Nintendo to bring a second screen into the picture. And so even Andre's Restart also picked it up. Shout out to Andre. He did a really good breakdown of what this. Did he? Andres. Was it Andre? He picked up the other one, the other patent. the other patent for the Legend of Zelda, which was just this past week. But here we have an exciting patent, guys. It's an exciting patent because Nintendo DS is a major piece of hardware that a lot of people are they love, and there's a lot of nostalgia behind it. So with that, I want to go ahead and take it to the crew. I want to know what you guys think about this, and what do you got? How excited are you guys about Nintendo DS making its way to NSO? Do you think that with the value that this game has, or the console has, will there be any price hike for DS? Will Nintendo release DS on Switch and Switch 2, or will they concentrate on just Switch 2? All those questions I'm putting out there to you guys, so you guys can let me know what your thoughts are, and then of course, what games would be the best ones to start, like the top 5 games that could just make people excited about DS making it to NSO. What do you think, Paul?
Interesting possibilities. If it's a device that allows for like an existing Nintendo Switch to be a second screen, so many people have a Nintendo Switch that if this service was for Nintendo Switch 2, they would only have to potentially buy an apparatus to hook them together if they wanted to, or have them play, separately, like one on your desk next to you and one in your hand, so you could like look over like that. Some games would work better than not for that. You want to have them in the same visual plane. But if it's a device that would connect, a small plastic thing that connects to it could be what it is, and it's a good proposition. And then you have something that's similar to Virtual Boy, where Virtual Boy, you do have to have the plastic device to enable it. But that gives us Virtual Boy games. Do they put it in another tier? I think it's going to become a thing that like it's too good of a value to keep adding things to expansion pack and not raise the price of expansion pack, or to just not have another tier. Like I think that Wii, DS, Dreamcast will eventually come, but in a third tier. I just can't see them putting it in an expansion pack and having all this stuff for $50 a year. I don't know. So there's that too. And then there's can you only play it that way, or do you give people the opportunity to flip the Nintendo Switch 2 on its side and have a couple of rails go this way and play it like that? I mean, that's a possibility. Big thank you, midway as I was talking, Steak 1024, thank you to the 5 gifted donos to Sean 2018, NDM, Nico Dream Movie, King Paco, Nintendo Lover, Dank Meme Center X, and Welshland. Thank you, Steak 1024, for doing that. Midway in my topic, in my thought, but I appreciate it. And back to the topic, the thought. You know, is it an only you could do it this way, or can you have it sideways? Can you play it on screen, or do you release a simple secondary, very thin, very lightweight LCD screen that just pops up on top because it then doesn't create any kind of like weight issues? Lots of different thoughts of how they could do it. I wonder what they'll do. Could they potentially even release like a standalone new
DS.
system, a standalone DS? Yeah, and like it's doesn't accept cartridges and is just a streaming device.
Yeah.
Maybe it has just an internal storage and you could use micro SD cards of some sort, Express or XC, and just load up this new age DS with dozens and dozens of games, or it is just NSO. I don't know. Or it takes cartridges, but then like you're competing for manufacturing lines that you're trying to fulfill with NS2 by creating a whole other device. But all of it's possible. Like none of these ideas are omitted. You know, anyone that says it's definitely not going to be this, I guarantee you're definitely wrong if you're saying it's definitely not this, because it's any one of those things is possible. It's just what is the most likely. Hard to predict that, but I like the thought, you know?
Yeah. Great point. A lot of great points. And we can't rule out any of them because there have been patents talking about a second screen. That was the other one we discovered before, the one with the attachment screen. And then there's this one that presents other options. And hey, who knows whether we'll get all of them, right? I don't think Nintendo is gonna like not with the system as big as DS, how much it sold, right? I'm sure that a lot of people,
million. Come on,
a lot of people still have their original DSs with them, just because of the value, you know, the sentimental value that it has. And when DS hits NSO, trust me, that's gonna be a big deal. What do you think, Josh?
I think it'll happen when Switch 2 Lite is announced, and that there will be a peripheral for that system to take a second screen and even potentially have a clamshell. So it would kind of piggyback on what Paul was saying a little bit, where it's like it doesn't have to be an actual DS though. It can still be a Switch 2 that takes the regular cartridges and runs off the same, you know, does NSO just like we would expect, but potentially takes a screen also. It's got the D-pad built in, Joy-Cons wouldn't move, you know, they could, and it's not, if you grew up with Nintendo, like all the way back to the NES, every system had compartments underneath where you could remove panels that would potentially be something for an add-on. The Nintendo PlayStation was what you would have allowed the Super Nintendo to sit on top of the disk drive. The N64 DD, right? That sits on top. The GameCube even had a LAN adapter, and there was the Game Boy player. Yeah. So I mean, it's not beyond Nintendo to do something like this. I think the trick is really building something that's quality, and not that it would not be quality, but that it could withstand a tumble or two, right? And that's, I think, from I mean, listening to different people talk about their Switch 2s, they don't let their kids touch them as much as they let them touch their Switch 1, right? Because it feels like it is a more expensive piece of tech. So the Switch 2 Lite, if you will, could really fill that void, kind of like the Switch Lite did. Lower price, with good build quality, but then also be set up to be able to take that dual screen. And I also wonder if you took it a step further if the Switch 2, let's say you picked up the Lite, because it would also work as a Wii U, if you will. So your main Switch is docked, and then that Switch Lite or another Switch 2 obviously would work as well. But I do wonder how far they will take this and what they could potentially do. I will say this: I am not one to emulate or pirate games, anything along those lines. But I did see a short recently of 3D Land, and there are mod kits out there to make the game look as good or better than, let's say, Odyssey or Galaxy. And I am a bit of a side note, but I am really hoping that Nintendo does something like that for NSO, that games could get bumped up to 60, 120, and that we could start seeing some texture packs and things like that potentially for NSO, because it just makes those games feel like they're brand new, and the community seems to do it kind of easy. So
yeah, I gotta admit, guys, listen, you guys, everybody knows that I have a disability. I'm legally blind, right? And so I bought myself a Nintendo 3DS. Well, not the 3DS, the 2DS. It's over there. It's the Mario Maker edition, the one that comes like the one that's like just one kind of
the wedge.
body. Yeah, it doesn't flip. It doesn't
2DS.
flip. right, Josh, it doesn't flip.
Yeah,
and so I bought it with the single reason of buying myself DS games and then using an emulator to play it on a big screen. And so I the games that I played on there using Citra with my 3DS and the actual games, Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, Pokemon, Ocarina of Time 3D from that version, and the Mario game, right? Mario, I forgot the name.
3D Land.
3D Land, yeah, 3D Land.
Those are good ones.
I did take advantage, although I myself, ripped the games and put it in my computer. I did take the liberty of adding a texture pack on it, so make it look nice and crispy and look nice and beautiful. And so I played Ocarina of Time in 4K, which looks beautiful. The Mario game looks like a current Nintendo Switch game, which is also very beautiful, like very nice. And so I could see Nintendo doing this and adding it to NSO, and using the power of Nintendo Switch to add some, crispiness, because the Nintendo Switch does have AI upscaling, and that's why all the games on Wii on GameCube on Switch 2 have a resolution bump to it, right? That's all done by the hardware and AI upscaling. So I can see them doing that for DS or 3DS or whatever, right? But you know what? I think that this is coming soon. I think this is coming before and I'm gonna give you my reasons why I think it's coming before Switch 2 Lite. This is a new system, right? When NSO came out, they added NES and Super Nintendo, right? Those were the first two platforms to make it onto the Nintendo to NSO. Right now for Switch 2, the only platform added was GameCube, right? So it needs that second partner to it, that other partner that is exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. I think it's DS. And why DS? Again, as Paul confirmed, there's 154 million units sold. 154 million people out there who will go nuts and pick up Nintendo Switch 2 to get a little bit more or to relive Nintendo DS in whichever form they present it, and so I think that this is something we're looking at. Remember that this dual screen thing, we've been talking about it since 2023, right? I have patents and I have videos on the channel since 2023 going over the dual screen functionality and how Nintendo can make that work. And now we're coming across this pattern that looks more like a finished product than anything else. It looks more like, okay, this is the best way we can do it, so that the most people can enjoy Nintendo DS on their Nintendo Switch. Then just because they already proved it this on Virtual Console on the Wii U, where they have the screen, the little screen, like Paul said, you could also flip the screen, flip the screen too, and have I'm not sure if that part is coming. It would be cool if they did. But I think this is going to be Nintendo's way of pushing Nintendo Switch 2 sale, because adding DS is a system seller for Nintendo. And so, I mean, there's a Nintendo Direct around the corner in February that I believe will be a great addition. If they do add DS at that point, we have the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda happening on February 20 something, right? And how many Zelda games are on DS right now? Right?
The tricky part with those games is they're all controlled with stylus.
Yeah. And who knows whether that second screen Nintendo will also add a little stylus, right? Or they could
use mouse controls. That would I would assume that would work as well, but gets a little trickier if you're playing handheld with mouse controls. You know what? There's some logistics there that kind of make things a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I mean that's
not impossible by any means, but just some tricky, some interesting and fun ways for them to show us how they handle it. Yeah.
I mean that's why I mean I'm sure that a lot of these games that require more assistance, the high maintenance ones, will have some quality of life improvements on them in order to bring them to this century. But I'm excited. Give me you guys your top 5 games. Top 5 games you see Nintendo launching before we move forward to the next topic today. 5 top games you see Nintendo launching at launch for Nintendo DS.
Want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you good, Paul? Oh, I don't know if you have. I didn't want to have any dead air there. So, Mario Kart.
Good,
Say that again.
No, go for it. I was just thinking in my head, like, well, it can't be too good of a start because you got to space out some of the heavy hitters. So anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Top 5 Mario Kart for me, of course. Right. I love Mario Kart DS. I fell in love with the series all over again because of that game. It was incredible. Yeah. New Super Mario Bros. Was a blast. Bring on Mario 64 DS, because why not, right? Getting to play as Yoshi and I believe even Wario. Animal Crossing Wild World was just incredible. And Metroid Prime Hunters, let's go a little multiplayer action right off the
Hey, there is a patent. There is a trademark for Prime Hunters. And with Metroid Prime 4 around the corner, that could. You know what? I'm gonna say it, Josh. I'm gonna give you credit for that one because I think that's gonna be a launch title when DS comes around, because the trademark is fresh. It's pending for Prime Hunters, and people thinking maybe it's gonna be a port. No, it's a DS game, so maybe it's gonna be it could be for Nintendo DS. On that so. Yeah.
I wonder how many of that list I took from Paul. I'm very curious.
Good, Paul.
If they maintain the touch aspect, then I think play on what the touch screen was for and the stylus, and you start off with something like The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, which required a lot of touch. WarioWare touched, or I think it was called WarioWare Touched.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to go with third-party kind of stuff, like the DS version of Chrono Trigger, for instance, but a big heavy hitter from the third parties just to show that we're on board with third parties would be cool. Professor Layton and the Unwound Future would be cool. If I had to pick a third party, I think Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow which kind of
Yeah.
played on DS, would be great.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were burned out on the new Super Mario Brothers style, but if you bring
Yeah.
back the original that started it all, it might be fine because the game itself was great and it did bring back 2D Mario. So I'm going to go with New Super Mario Bros. DS, Castlevania, Zelda Phantom Hourglass, WarioWare Touched, and then I got my Mario and my Zelda. I don't know if I throw something like Mario and Luigi's Inside Story or Bowser's, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, something like that.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Or Advance Wars Dual Strike. Is that strong enough? Or do you go really big and, if I'm
that
always
5?
thinking about like, I'm listing off like 10, okay? I don't know what 5. I'm listing off 10, and I'm gonna whittle it down because then I'm thinking like, what about Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars? Big
That's a good
game
one,
that
too.
was made for
Yeah.
the system. And if Nintendo
See?
wants to do
GTA
something
can
with
work on-
GTA 5 or 6, you got that. But I don't think it makes it at launch. I don't even know if it makes it at all. So,
Yeah.
oh, then there's Star Fox Command. Oh man, I'm gonna change up my list. We're gonna go Star Fox Command, Phantom Hourglass, New Super Mario Bros, WarioWare Get Touched, and Professor Layton, only because I don't know if they're gonna have third party. That was hard because DS
know,
has
right?
so many games for it.
And that's exactly the point. That is exactly the point. That DS is so beloved and so it has so many games. What the heck is going on here? Dream
Yeah, the big
a
gift.
little more with the 10 gifted. What is? Thank you so much, Dream. You are amazing. You I was literally about to say something when I saw that, and you completely destroyed my train of thought. I appreciate you so much. I want to just welcome really quickly here. Thanks to Dream, we got Green Jeans membership for Green Jeans. We got Switch to Play joining. We got Sherry. Welcome, Sherry. We got Karan also. We got Peter Bearded Dragon. We have Ronaldo Salas. We have Andrew in the house. We got Houdini. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. We got John in the house. We got Barney, and that is and a whole bunch of other more, right? Yeah, those are the 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Yeah, it woke me up. It did wake me up. I appreciate you so much, Dream. You are amazing, and thank you for your support. Thank you for those 10 gifted. I appreciate you. So where were we again? Where were we? Yeah, top 5. Paul, you're done with your top 5, right?
Done with my top 12.
Top 10.
Yeah, 5 is good.
All right, so I got my top 5. I'm gonna start with Pokemon Black and White with my Pokemon fans because of course that's one of the most anticipated games remakes for Pokemon Black and White. I'm gonna go with Animal Crossing, Wild World, stealing it from Josh. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Chrono Trigger, one of my favorite Square Enix games. Hopefully that game is coming in HD 2D very soon. Let's see here. We also got Mario and Luigi. They got a couple of Mario Luigi games on DS. Mario Kart, of course. What else? There's so many games on DS that I think any of these games, any of the games they choose, would be a good starter for DS. All right, Phantom Hourglass, and my last one will be. I'm gonna choose. Mario and Luigi and Bowser's Inside Story, and those are my top 5.
I'm
There's
throwing
a
in
lot,
one
guys.
more. Ace Attorney, because we finally have a microphone and we can yell, objection!
What? There you go. That would be so cool. But yeah, that is Nintendo DS possibly making to Nintendo Switch very, very soon. I am predicting within the next couple of months. It is a system seller. Nintendo is pushing Nintendo Switch too hard, and I think by doing this, they will open up the floodgates for NSO on Nintendo Switch too. It'll give a lot of people a reason. I read so many comments. It will give a lot of people a reason to jump onto Nintendo Switch 2 just to have access to NSO DS and whatever they use, the peripherals, the peripherals for the system. All right, friends, so let's go ahead and jump into.
Wait, I got a good
next-
segue for us. The
Go ahead.
other thing that would benefit is the Pokemon Company bringing those DS games over to the Switch and making it easier for those games to then be resold as collections or potentially NSO. But I don't know if we'll ever see that, but who knows? So now that was our little Pokemon segue. Now we're getting into
There you go. Yeah, Pokemon. Yeah. Thank you, Josh. Here's the segue. We're here at the Pokemon station. We're at the one of those Pokeball clubs. What do you call that? The place where you hear your Pokemon. Guys, I am bad with
Pokemon Center.
Pokemon Center. It's not Poke Center. You call it
We're in trouble if I know the names of any of this stuff because
Pokemon Center.
it's
Well, no spoilers. We're going into Pokemon territory, but no spoilers. No worries, guys. We're gonna give you guys our first impression of this game. What do we think about the first hour of gameplay so far? Right? How does it play? Right? When it comes to the graphics, how does it look? Is it smooth? Are there any issues rising with support on Switch 2? Because everybody here has it on Switch 2, right? On Switch 2, you guys are not playing it on Switch 1, so we can't really talk about it on Switch 1. There could be another story happening on Switch 1, but on Switch 2 at least, we can give you guys our first impressions and what we have played. How, with no spoilers, we're not gonna talk about stories or anything like that. And then just later on, we'll have a full Pokemon spoiler cast where we'll go over the entire game once we all beat the game. Just like we did. We had a spoiler cast one time for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, right? One time, a long time ago. But we'll have one of those soon, after probably next year, not now. But all right, start with Josh. Josh, you're playing Pokemon the Legends Arizona. What are your thoughts? I mean, what is it?
So here's a spoiler. Pikachu poops. Apparently, have you guys seen this going through the news cycle? This is they changed the wording when they brought it over into English. It just says he has tummy troubles, but in Japanese it says Pikachu poops. So they finally confirmed that is something that Pokemon do, which is just hilarious that is going through. That there are so many headlines about this. It's honestly really funny. So there's your spoiler. Okay, there's your spoiler. I'm loving it.
They all eat. What do you think happens on the other end?
Well, I don't know. That one dog has he's flashing, So it's hard to say. It's hard to say what's going on there. There's been some hilarious stuff, but first I'm probably 4 or 5 hours in, maybe, and but I'm not playing like a normal like I'm not playing like just running through and doing all the story stuff. Most Pokemon games, somebody gives me a high level Pokemon and then I just play through the game and just destroy everything. It doesn't matter if I have. So I've never learned matchups. I've never anything like that. I have this little cheat sheet from the Pokemon Battle Lab. It's got Pikachu riding Charizard, and on the other side is all of the rock paper scissor. What's good, what's not. So I'm keeping that nearby, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just have some fun exploring. And that's all I did. I just went around collecting all the shiny things, destroying the mega stone garbage that's on the buildings, and collecting those shards, and then collecting all the Pokeballs that are out in the wild. and then heading to Wild Zones and just getting a bunch of Pokemon, and then taking all that stuff, selling everything that I could, getting a bunch of currency, buying more Pokeballs, and then rinsing and repeating. I have fully evolved my starter, which was Totodile. Shout out to Antoine, longtime a fan and friend of mine, who literally started the game 4 times to get me the other 2 starters. So he started it, traded, and then did it 2 more times so I could give the other 2 back to him. So I have all 3 starters. But my recommendation is go and do the way I did it. Like, collect a bunch of stuff, get a bunch of Pokeballs, collect a bunch of stuff, get your levels up. Now I'm going into battles and I'm just knocking stuff out. I'm double the level of anybody that I'm currently taking on, and it's making the battles and stuff go very fast. So I haven't gotten into ranked yet or any of the multiplayer stuff. I'm super excited for it, and I'm honestly like loving this game. Shout out to Nintendo. They sent me a copy of the game, and I'm super thankful for that. And I'm loving it. I am absolutely loving it. I did go to a midnight release to get a physical copy as well, and that was fun. Just chatting with the community and seeing a handful of people in line. It wasn't nearly as busy as the Switch 2 launch, but still quite a few excited fans and just chatting with people. And the biggest takeaway for me when it comes to a game is, am I thinking about this game when I'm not playing it? And am I playing it more than 3 times? And the answer with this game is 100%. Like, I'm having a hard time not playing it while we're sitting here chatting, because I'm just like, oh, I want to catch them all. I want to keep going, like it's so much fun. And so I'm really loving it.
You got the ditters. Like, gotta catch them all.
Yeah, I got any more than Pokemon?
Well,
unfortunately, guys, I have to go pick up my girlfriend. If I'm late, she will kill me. So, I love you guys. I love you guys in chat, and we will see you next Friday.
Have
all right.
fun.
All right.
All right, Josh.
See you guys.
all right. So, Paul, first impressions of Pokemon.
So far, so good. I liked the opening cinematic and felt like, there's some production value that they put into it and stuff like that. The game's looking crisp. It's pretty clear. There's a little bit of a bump up in polygon models of the characters. No issues in loading times or clipping or anything like that. I don't know if it's a downer. I've gotten used to it in Pokemon games, but I've also gotten used to the alternative in other modern games, and that's voice acting. I think that future Pokemon games like Gen 10, I have been on board for full-on voice acting for a while, so I would like to see them go that direction next time around. That means it's a little bit of a longer development cycle because the game's going to have a lot of dialogue and for many languages, but I think it's going to be worth it. I think watching like a really nice, pretty cutscene and then having to read, not that I can't, but it takes a little bit of the immersion out. But, not really a big complaint, just kind of like that would be better. And I'm only like an hour and a half in. So I played through the basic area, no spoilers, but did the opening segment, and it's pretty fun. I was a really big fan of Legends Arceus. If this ends up being as good as Arceus was, I'll be very happy. If it's close to it in the end, I'll still be pretty happy because that's like one of the best Pokemon games in my opinion. But so far, so good.
I agree. I'm about an hour in too. I'm actually about an hour in. Graphic wise, I see a huge improvement. I think it's because we're playing on Switch 2. It's a bit of better hardware, and it's a Switch 2 edition. So I actually see the loading times is just night and day compared to playing on Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure if anybody's playing on Nintendo Switch in the chat. Let us know. Have you encountered any hiccups, any glitches, any loss of resolution, or any long periods of loading time? Let me know in the chat if you're playing it on Switch 1. So far on Switch 2, it's been a delight, man. The game is beautiful. The art style it's great. I picked the it's not Totodile. It's not not the green one. It's what's the piglet?
You picked T-Pig?
Pig- no, T-pig, right? T-pig. T-pig. I got the pig this time because and over at Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I was all about Lechonk, so I went with the pig this time, T-pig, and yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the game. Yeah, I agree with Paul when it comes to the voice acting. I think it would have added. I think it would have completed this game. I think I would have added that missing layer, just because the game already looks beautiful, and just because cutscenes look great. That with that layer of voice acting, it would have just brought it all together, like wrapping it up and making the game just stand out so much more. And I think that's the most common complaint I'm hearing out there and reading out there is the voice acting or the lack of. At least not for the regular scenes where you're having regular chats, but at least for the cut scenes. It'd be great to hear the voice of a character first, knowing and then for the rest of the game while you're just playing and interacting with them, how they sound like, even if you're just reading the rest of the but everything else I think has been great. Like I said, I've only been an hour in it, and I'm not even advancing. I'm just training. I'm like Josh. I like training and getting my Pokemon leveled up, so that when I do go into the battles, it just makes it easier. And so at this point, I'm just training. I got a really weak Pokemon, so I'm making sure they're up levels, learning the TMs. Okay, the TMs, finding TMs everywhere.
The trademarks.
The trademarks, and making sure they're top notch. But so far, it's great. It's great. I'm enjoying the first hour of Pokemon this Legends Arizona better than I did the first hour of Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is a good thing. That was my next question for you, Paul. Like, because it is a sequel to that Legends series. First hour wise, which one of you did you enjoy most, or how are you enjoying this one compared to that one?
I think I liked the first hour of Arceus more because it was more different than normal Pokemon games. This is more similar. I mean, you're not leaving your house and stuff like that. It is, different in that avenue, in that respect. But Arceus, you pop through a dimension, you're like traveled back in time, you're on this beach and you're opening up in this camp, and it's all super, super different.
Yeah.
And this is like a familiar city. And that one you were like helping build a civilization. This is existing in it. However, that's still cool. I like both, but so far Arceus more. But that might change. We'll see.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, Arceus more because it's actually a very different game. It pulls you from the normal Pokemon. This is more normal for us. We go into a new region. They ask us to go on the missions. We train Pokemon and we take our Pokedex and we cut down all the new Pokemon we discover in the area. We do that in Arceus, but it's just a different setting. It's like, oh my god, we go back to the very beginning of time where nobody knew about Pokemon. We had the first index, and we were part of creating that first Pokemon index. And so I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But this is so far, guys. We're having fun with Pokemon Legends Arceus. In the chat, says I actually think that it's better than Arceus. We got right here one for Legends Arizona. We have instead of Q&A today, guys, we're just gonna read your responses on chat. Paul, if you see any you want to highlight, you can go ahead and do it. So we got Pokemon fans saying mix. We got let's see here. We got Waldo says I'm really enjoying this game too, and so I used the XP candy I found to level up. You can use XP candy to level up. I didn't know that. I always sold it. I'm a noob. I'm a Poke noob.
Let's see.
I'm glad you're enjoying the game, says Paul Gill Network. And then we got Nice by Paul Gill Network to our Armadillo.
Tsukino Ame has 10 hours in ZA.
10 hours. Did you
Yeah.
sleep? Did you sleep? Kino,
That's a nice amount of game time for a game being out for a title.
I'm sure she's well into the story already. And level 20. By the way, I still stand firm on this. Pokemon shiny Pokemon are a myth. They are not real. They're probably a glitch. I've never caught one in my life. Ever. And until I catch a Pokemon Legend, a shiny Pokemon, they will be a myth to me. They don't exist. It's just people making up stuff about shiny stuff and shiny whatever. It doesn't exist. So I just want to put that out there. Okay. So Pokemon, shiny Pokemon, and chocolate and mint are in the same category for me. Evening, folks. Go ahead, Paul. Read it.
I just got home. Hope the DS rumors are true, says Joyce J. That makes room for the 3DS.
Oh, not rumors. They're it's a patent. So it's closer to truth. Something that Nintendo is working on behind the scenes, and then we actually have real information on real documents, from Nintendo that they are working on a way to bring Nintendo DS to and then that will open the door for 3DS, making it a lot easier for 3DS to make it to Nintendo Switch, and also GameCube games that require dual screens, right? Because there's a lot of third-party games that require they take advantage of those two screens that could benefit from this too. Yeah, Joshi, so she's in the chat. All right, Paul, you have anything else to add to your Pokemon extravaganza? And introducing Princess Peach, she has made to the chat right now.
Peach is all about Pokemon. She's all about Pokemon. She's all about Nintendo, all about gaming. I mean, her name is royalty,
Right now, she's all about kisses right now because she's obsessed with. I think she's obsessed with the beard.
She loves the beard.
Yeah, because my dog is the same way. Ever since I grow the beard even more, nuts. Trying to get to.
Yeah, it's all the food that we collected it throughout the day.
I know, like the stories that we were kind of saving for the winter here.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, my friends, that is going to do it for the podcast. It's a short one tonight. Before we let you go, we got Paul. What you got going on, and where can we find you?
Oh, on YouTube and X, I'm at Paul Gale Network. I'm doing my gaming history shorts every day, which have been fun. I'm doing a Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment series right now, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
And the next new one that I do soon will be Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Oh, nice.
That's my most anticipated game of the year. It's like I have to.
It is. It's mine too. It's February 4th, right? No mistake. February 4th.
December
Metroid Prime.
4th.
Oh, December 4th. Why did I say February? December 4th is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Bed Bath & Beyond, coming to a console and a store near you. All right, so make sure to catch Paul Gale Network over at Paul Gale Network. Congratulations on the 5,000, 6,000, right? 6,000, 6K?
Yeah, 6 now, which is pretty cool. Like in the last 28 days, it shows, how many people subscribed.
Yeah.
And I think the last 28 days was like 505 subscribers or something like that to the channel. So like that's a pretty good growth for a little channel. That's like a fifth of my whole channel in a month. Like
and that's a cool thing. YouTube is now pushing smaller channels and then giving them more exposure. So now is the time to create all that content. And Paul Gale has good content, so make sure to go over there and subscribe to not only for his new content, but he has really good evergreen content there. It's like a history channel of Nintendo stuff. So, and also martial arts, and also crazy stuff. So make sure to catch them over at Paul Gill Network. There's a link in the description, like a little ad that leads you there as well. So, and then of course you can catch me here at the Odyssey every day. I am working on some stuff. We got some skits on the works. Working on a special holiday event also, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Of course, news and I think that's and live streams. The live streams are coming back soon. I got we have a sponsor, Near Stream, sent me these crazy cameras, 2 cameras, so that I can have a multi setup for live streams and like a multi setup. So whenever I want to have a dog cam back here, just get either Link sleeping or Bella. I can just gonna switch my camera here and show you guys Link and Bella sleeping on the couch there, or even show you stuff that's on up there. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I want to thank everybody who covered the news as well, all the media outlets who were able to properly credit that discovery. I appreciate you guys more than you know. The channel got a big boost. We're only 130 subscribers away from 55,000. Okay, 55,000. Yeah, 55,000. 120 subscribers away and 30 subscribers away from 55,000. At this mark, we can make it in no time. So we're on our way there. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you in the next one. Before we let you go, listen, don't give up. Never give up. Okay, you never know that thing you've been fighting for all this time, right, is only a day away from achievement. So don't give up today. Wait till tomorrow. Keep fighting. Keep going after that dream. Just go for it. All right, go for it. If the doctor would have told me to quit when he told me to quit, when he told me I was losing my sight, I would have made it to even 50,000 subscribers. I was around 5,000 subscribers when the doctor told me to quit, and I have not done so yet. Now I'm on my way to 100,000 subscribers. That is my goal. That's on my bucket list. and so don't give up, guys. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep it going, and the journey continues. Journey on, right, Paul?
That's right. Journey on.
Journey on. Peace. Bye. See you next Friday or next Monday, and or we're at Paul Gill's channel, and of course Joycey and X64 Josh. Don't forget to subscribe to all of them. Bye, guys.